And I'd like to share the PowerPoint slide for today's briefing session. You can get the PowerPoint slide from the announcement. Please share a copy with all of you. Okay. For today's briefing session is mostly to focus on the format of the final assessment for economics. The name for the final assessment is called as online test. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you able to access the PowerPoint slide I share on the screen? Can you access the PowerPoint slide that I share with all of you on the screen now? Can I?
Yes.
Final assessment. Okay. So the name of final assessment for economics is called as online test. Okay. So this is the last assessment for this subject. Yeah? And will be conducted online as well through the Canvas. Okay. When is the test being scheduled? I just received the timetable from the exam unit. For this unit, the final assessment will be scheduled on the 9th of December, Wednesday, 1 o'clock. I think I need to go out for a while. Let me go out for a while because it's been my system has problem again. On. I cannot move to another slide. Okay, let me leave the session for a while. Sorry. Okay, all right. So the actual day for the online test is on the 9th of December. Okay, is in the afternoon. Now the duration of the test is 60 minutes, or we call it as 1 hour. It will start from 1 p.m. until 2:30. The extra 30 minutes is for those who maybe have some technical problem. You may start to attempt the test after 1. Okay, the latest time for you to enjoy fully to 60 minutes to attempt the online test is at 1:30. No matter how, you have to start the test at 1:30. Okay, it's better for you to start early, start at 1 o'clock. And don't forget, this is a Malaysian time. So for the international students, make sure that you have to follow the Malaysian time. Okay, because of the time zone different, that's why I request the exam unit to schedule the online test in the afternoon, so that for the students who are from Dubai or from Bangladesh, you may attempt the quiz or the test during your convenient time. Okay, so any question regarding the time, the schedule of the online test? Before the actual online test, I'm going to send another message again to remind all of you, okay, on this assessment. I'll remind you one more time, okay? Very funny, today the PowerPoint slide is like hanging. Okay, I try to remove this again. Very funny, the PowerPoint slide today. Try to open from the announcement PowerPoint slide. I think I have to log out again. Please wait for me for a while. I have to leave again. Okay, I try to share the PowerPoint slide for the briefing session today.
I think you didn't open your mic.
Oh yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I think today my PowerPoint slide is like jumping here and then the system. Okay, let me try to use another PC in order to connect to all of you. Hold on, I try to use another PC. Sorry. Okay, let me try to share the PowerPoint slide from the Canvas. Okay, can all of you see the screen? Final assessment briefing session, the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And good.
Yes, sir.
Sir, your mic is not on.
Sir, your mic.
Sir, you didn't turn your mic on.
Teacher, your mic is not on. We can't hear you.
Sir, we cannot hear anything you say.
Sir, Dr. Tan, we can't hear you. Sir.
Do you guys hear anything?
No.
Nope.
Hello, can you all hear me? Sorry, I think,
Yes, sir.
can I? Okay, but the problem now is my screen, okay, on the canvas is, I'm able to control the screen at the moment. Okay, I try to open again one more time. PowerPoint slide. Can you see the screen? Can? All right. Okay, I think I'll do one more recording. Let me check again. I think it's already recorded. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, I would like to start again. Okay. Are you okay with the schedule of the online test? It's on the 9th of December, Wednesday. Duration of the test is 1 hour. It's in the afternoon from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. In fact, if you start at 1, that means you'll finish at 2 p.m. But however, some students may not be able to attend the test exactly at 1. You may start at 1:10 or 1:15, as long as you try to start before 1:30 in order to enjoy fully 60 minutes for the online test. Okay, make sure that you follow the Malaysian time for the international students. So any question on the schedule? So far so good. Before I move to the next slide. So far okay,
Yep.
Right. Good, thank you. Okay, for the next slide is this slide will show you some of the instructions that you need to know, okay, before you attempt the quiz or the online test. All right, so make sure that you have to prepare a calculator. The calculator should be the one that you always use. You are already familiar with the function. Okay, you can also prepare a piece of papers so that you can do calculation. Easy for you, You can prepare maybe foolscap paper or some paper so that you can do a draft calculation for yourself to refer. Okay, pen, pencil, eraser, everything. Make sure that you have. Some students may ask, can we refer to lecture notes or textbook? Can, you may. Okay, if you have enough time, make sure that you have enough time to attend this online test because the duration is only 1 hour. And you have to answer 40 questions. Okay. So the format of the question will be multiple choice question only. Consists of 40 multiple choice question. There is no essay. There is no short structural question. All our multiple choice question consists of 40 question. One question worth 1 mark. Okay, so in total there will be 40 marks for this online test. And your marks will be converted into 40%, okay, of weightage, and that will be your overall marks for this entire semester. For this online test, it's 40%, so it's very high. So make sure that you can score well, 40%, because our online quiz is 10% for each quiz. So since we have 3 quizzes, so altogether 30% for the 3 online quizzes, and then we have 30% for the assignment, and then 40% for the online test. Okay, so for each question, there will be 4 options for you to choose. So please make sure that you choose the most accurate answer that you think that is the most appropriate. Okay, so after attempting the question, you need to click on the submit button on the canvas in order to submit the online test. Okay, you may ask about the format of the question. Okay, what can I do is you can refer to the trial test because the format of the trial test is also quite similar to the online test. Okay, let me show you now how to get the trial test question so that you can practice at home before attempting the online test. We'll go to Canvas. Just want to show you the location to get the trial test. For trial test, you can try as many tests as possible because the marks that you obtain from the trial test will not be included in your overall assessment mark. It's only for you to familiar with the format of the final test. Okay, I'd like to share the screen with all of you. Can you see the screen on the economics canvas side? Can you see the screen, all of you? No, huh? I think no.
No.
No, huh? Okay, let me try to check again. How about this? Can you see the economics canvas side now?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Because my laptop, I think, has some problem. I need to send for repair already after using this laptop for 1 year for having the online classes in the past few months. Okay, so if you want to access the trust test, what you can do is you can go to the control toolbar on the left-hand side of the economics canvas side. Okay, you can go to syllabus, click on that tag. All right, then you should be able to see the UNA line. Scroll down the screen, right, until you see the cost summary. Under the cost summary section, you should be able to access the trial test here. You can click on this. So you can try many times as possible, This instruction will be quite similar. During the online test will also show you this type of instruction as well. So after reading the instructions, you can just click on the resume button in order to start answering the question. Okay. So for the trial test, you may find that the sequence of the question is based on chapter. That means question 1 is from chapter 1. Okay, and question 40 is from the last chapter, which is monetary policy. But in the actual online test, all of the question will be randomized. So that means all of you will have different sequence of question. That is the challenge for the online test. Sequence of the question will be different. It's not based on chapter. So this is the challenge for answering the online test. Okay. So don't get panic. Your first question may be from other chapter, maybe from chapter 8, chapter 9. Okay. And then the answer also will be randomized as well. For all of you will have different sequence of answer also. Okay. So the way to answer the question is you just need to click on the circle that you feel the answer is correct. For the trial test, you may find that it's slightly challenging. The question can be slightly challenging. Okay. And for question macroeconomics chapter, you may find that quite similar to the practice exercise 4. The question that cover macroeconomics actually are quite similar to the practice exercise 4 questions for the trial test. Okay. So once you answer the question, you should be able to check, okay, whether you already answer or not, like this question. Okay, like for this first question, economics is best defined as the study of what? How society manages the scarce resources, right? First answer is correct. Okay, so if you feel it's correct, you just need to click on the circle for that question. So once you click circle, you may find that actually the circle for question 1 is no longer there. So that means you already answered the question. So if you want to answer question 6, you can just go to here. Okay. So the system will directly move to question 6 for you to answer. Okay. Which of the following is an example of public good? Public good means it's the goods that everybody can use. You cannot prevent anybody for using the good. It's called as public goods. Okay. Public good is the goods that everybody are allowed to use, and you cannot prevent anybody or exclude anybody from using those products. It's called as public good. Okay. So which one is an example of public good then? Residential housing is a private property. So This is not. This is a private property, like your house, your father's house is residential housing. So it's a private good. Okay, so the first option is not correct. National defense. Anybody can enjoy the national defense from the government. So this is the public goods. Restaurant meals, as long as you have money, then you can buy. So it's a private good. Restaurant meals, anybody can enjoy as long as the individual people have money, can enjoy. So this is not public goods. Fish in the ocean. This is not really a public goods. Actually, it's not. It also depends on which area the ocean is. Some ocean is belong to Japan or belong to China. We cannot just simply go to catch the fish in certain ocean. Okay, not really. So the best answer is national defense. Okay. So after answering the question, okay, then you can just click on the submit button, which is on the bottom right hand side of the screen. Click on submit button. But before that, it's better for you to check again. Make sure that you have answered all of the 40 questions. All right. Check one more time again. Then click on submit button. So any question related to the structure of the questions, the format of the question, are you okay? So far okay, Okay.
Yes,
then
sure.
the next slide. Oh yeah, question. Think somebody want to ask question?
No,
right?
no question, no question.
No, Okay, then I'll move on to the next slide. Okay, next slide will be what are the chapters will be covered. Okay. For this online test, you have to study all of the chapters. Okay, we'll cover from chapter 1 until the last chapter, which is about the monetary policy. All of the chapters will be covered for this online test. So you need to revise all of the chapters, especially the fun chapters that you might already forgotten. So you have to do revision. So one way for you to do revision is you can refer to the summary of each chapter. Okay, the summary PowerPoint slide for each chapter in order to do revision. And these are the important information that you need to know. So for chapter 1, you have to know what are the 3 major economic problems, right? So what is the reason we want to study economics? Can you recall? What is the reason of study economics? What is the objective? Anybody? Can you recall? What is the reason we want to study? Why? This is because. Anybody? Due to what's the reason we want to study is because of resources in the world are
Limited.
Yeah, correct, are limited, right? Which are unable to fulfill unlimited wants of human beings. This is due to resources scarcity that are not able to fulfill the wants of human beings. And this is called as scarcity, right? So this is the major problem of economics. Okay, besides scarcity, any other major problems that have to be addressed in the economy? Major economic problems. But this is the issues, the whole issue, the whole economic issue. Okay, whole economic issue in the world. Besides scarcity, can you recall? Any more else?
Opportunity cost.
Yes, but before opportunity cost, there is another problem.
Choices.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So because of scarcity, people have to make choices. Because of scarcity of resources, people have to make choices. So when people make choices, then certain alternative have to be forgone, and this alternative is called as opportunity cost. Okay, opportunity cost is the next best alternative goods or services that have to be forgone in order to choose the best goods or services. Opportunity cost is the next best alternative that have to be forgone in order to obtain the best goods to maximize the satisfaction of human beings. Okay, so generally there are 3 basic economic problems that have to be solved by the human being in the world, which are scarcity, choices, and opportunity costs. Okay. And these three basic problems can be explained by using the production possibility curve, or we call it as production possibility frontier. Okay, so this diagram is very important. Make sure that you can understand this part. For this PPF or PPC, we only assume that a country or the nation only produce two goods, two products only. So in this case here, for this diagram, is assumed that a nation can only produce CD and drinking water, unbottled water. So it depends on the question, but for this diagram is only showing two products that can be produced by a nation, which are CD and bottled water. Okay, so based on this diagram here, which point is the point whereby the resources can be utilized fully? Which point? If you check A, B, C, D, F, G until H, okay, where are the points whereby the country can utilize the resources fully in order to produce CD and bottled water?
The point on the PPC.
Correct. The point on the PPC or PPF, which are point A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, these are the points whereby the nation can maximize the resources in order to produce output of CD and drinking water. Okay, the points along the PPF or PPC are the points that can maximize the resources to maximize the number of production for both CD and bottled water. Okay, which point is the point whereby the economy cannot achieve? Unachievable by the country due to limited resources. G. Point G is unachievable, or we call it as unattainable. So in order to achieve point G, then what are the things that required by the economy? How to achieve point G then in the future? How to achieve? What are the resources required in order to achieve point G in this case here?
Increase labor force.
Yes, so that means labor force is one of the factor of production. The country has to increase the quality or the quantity of labor force, so that this can increase productivity of the labor force, and this will shift the PPF to the right hand side and can achieve point G. Yeah. So besides human capital, the country may try to increase, maybe find new resources, natural resources, or improve technology of the country, in order to achieve higher level of PPF. Okay, what is the point the country is experiencing inefficiency, inefficient in utilize the resources? That will be point H. Okay. Okay, another one is opportunity cost is only involved along the PPF. Opportunity cost only happen when the points are moving along the PPF. Okay, if the production is moving from point E to point, let's say to point, this is point H, this is point H, this is point E, all right? If from point H to point E, this does not incur any opportunity cost, but it's improving the efficiency of production. Okay, if the economy is increasing the production from point H to E, that means the economy is increasing the efficiency of the production by increasing the bottled water to 4 units, but the level of CD is still remain the same. So that means there is no opportunity cost occur. Opportunity cost only involve movement along the PPF, whether it's from A to B or A to C or A to D or B to F. Okay, only the movement along the PPF will involve the opportunity cost. Okay. So this one you need to remember for chapter number 1. For chapter number 2 is about the economic systems. So far we have learned 3 types of economic system. Can you recall what are the 3 economic systems that we already learned? Anybody? What are the 3 economic systems?
Capitalism.
Capitalism is also called as, what are the names for capitalism? Is there any name for capitalism that you can use synonym?
Market mechanism.
Yeah, market mechanism. Okay, yeah. What else? Okay, I write down here. I write down here is capitalism. Okay, so same meaning as what? Capitalism is also called as another name to represent the market system. Capitalism is also called as, can you recall?
The free market.
Yeah, free market, correct. Yeah. So in the free market, who made the decision on what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce?
The
Who
businessman.
answer these 3 economic questions?
The
Yeah.
firms.
Yes,
No,
correct. Who
the
decide?
customer demand.
Yes. So decided by the market mechanism that consists of market demand and supply. Okay. So that means in the capitalism or free market system, the buyer and seller will decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay. Okay. Besides the capitalism, any other economic system that we have studied? Any other?
Socialism.
Mixed economy, right? Okay, before we go for mixed, any other economic system that we have studied, which is extreme from the capitalism?
Socialism.
Yeah, correct, good. Socialism, right? Socialism has another name. What is the name for socialism? Synonym.
Common
Sometimes it's also called as.
economy.
Hmm? Yes, correct. Yep, correct, good. Common economy. Economy, yeah. Any other name besides common economy? Any other name to represent socialism? Common economy, correct? Yep. There is another name to represent socialism. Can you recall?
Planned economy.
Yes, correct. Good. Thank you. Planned economy. Yeah. Okay. So in the socialism or planned economy or common economy, who answer these 3 economic questions? Who decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce? Who decide?
Government.
Yes, government. Only the government will decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So usually the government will form there is a group of people that is formed by government to make decision on these 3 economic questions. And the private sector and also the individual household have no power to decide what, how, and for whom to produce. Okay. And the third economic system is the mixture of socialism and capitalism, mixture. And we call this as the mixed economy. A mixed economy is decided by both government and private sector when deciding on what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So in the mixed economy, the government and the private sector means the household and also the producer will decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay. So this is chapter number 2. Okay, chapter number 3, you must know the demand and supply. Demand and supply. So for demand, you must know the law of demand, right? Law of demand. What is the law of demand? What is the belief from the law of demand? Law of demand is believing that there is a negative relationship between what and what? Law of demand. Believe that? Can you recall?
Quantity demanded and price
Mm-hmm.
are negatively related.
Yes, correct. So there is a negative relationship between quantity demanded and product price. This is the belief from the law of demand. As a result, you may find that the demand curve is downward sloping. Okay, demand curve is usually downward sloping. That means it's a negatively slope. Okay, then how about law of supply then? What is the belief from the law of supply? Law of supply, believe that there is a positive relationship between what and what?
Price and quantity supplied.
Yes, quantity supplied and product price have positive relationship. This is the belief from the law of supply. So as a result, usually the supply curve should be positively slope, upward sloping. Okay. So in this chapter also, we also learn the relationship between the quantity demanded and the price, and these influence the movement along the demand curve. This will affect the movement of the demand curve. So only the price of the product will affect the movement along the demand curve. Okay. Then how about other factors? Other factors like, for instance, the consumer income, preference of consumer, expected future price of a product, substitute of the product, complement of the product. All these will affect the demand, and this will shift the demand curve to either to the left or to the right. So these are the non-price factors, okay, that will shift the demand curve either to the left or to the right hand side. Yeah, only the price of that product will move along the demand curve. So this one you have to remember this part. Okay? You have to remember this part. Then how about the supply side? Supply side also the same. Okay, only the price of the product will move along the supply curve. That means it's moving along the same supply curve. So when does the supply curve will either shift to the left or shift to the right? This all depends on the number of sellers that produce the same product or service. Okay, and also depends on the production cost. And also the price for the substitute in production. Plus the price. Our price slide is suddenly move to here again. Okay, let me close. It seems to be got some problem for my PowerPoint slide. I need to close and then open again. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint slide, Kenna? Okay, let me go back again to this chapter. Okay. So for demand and supply chapter, make sure that you have to refer back to this slide again. Very funny is jumping. Okay, this slide is very important. Okay. Then the next chapter is about the elasticity of demand and supply. So for this chapter, you must know the formula to calculate the price elasticity of demand and also price elasticity of supply. So at the moment, I'm not going to go through with you in detail anymore. Make sure that you know how to use the formula to calculate the price elasticity of demand and supply. And when you use the formula, make sure that you know how to also transpose the formula. So sometimes the question may ask you to calculate the percentage change in quantity demand, and then percentage change in price, and also the price elasticity of demand may be given to you. But you need to know how to transpose the formula in order to get the percentage change in quantity demanded, for instance. Okay, so make sure that you know how to play around with the formula for this chapter. Okay, so you may find that actually the price elasticity of demand, the result you get usually is negative answer. Why? Because of the nature of the demand curve is downward sloping. So usually your price elasticity of demand is a negative sign. Okay, it's a negative sign. But for price elasticity of supply should be a positive sign. Okay. So make sure that you know how to identify or determine whether the product is price elastic or price inelastic, based on the result that you have obtained in the formula. Okay. Besides that, also you also have to know the meaning of shortage and surplus. Shortage or surplus, you also have to understand the meaning. All right. Shortage means what? Shortage means when the quantity demanded is more than quantity supplied, which is at this area. You may find that at the shortage level, the quantity demanded is more than quantity supplied. So at this level, you may find that the price level is below the market equilibrium level. Okay, it's here. It's below than the market equilibrium level. Okay, so if that has happened, then usually the market mechanism, that means the demand and supply, will force the price of the product to increase. Okay, the price of the product will increase continuously until the quantity demanded and quantity supplied is intersect here at this point. This point is called as the market equilibrium point. So at this point, the market equilibrium price is $1, and then the equilibrium quantity is equal to 10 millions. Okay. So on the other hand, what is going to happen to surplus then? The surplus is going to happen when the quantity supplied is more than quantity demanded. Yeah. So if this surplus happen, you may find that the price of the product will continuously reducing until the quantity supplied is equal to quantity demanded at this point. Okay. So the market mechanism will force the price to reduce until quantity supplied is equal to quantity demanded, and remove the surplus issue through the market mechanism. Okay, so make sure that you understand the meaning of shortage and surplus as well. So that will be for chapter 3. Chapter 4 is on the equilibrium. Chapter 4 is about the price elasticity of demand and supply. Okay, then the next chapter is about the production cost. Okay, we have fixed cost, variable cost, and also the short run and long run. Make sure that you can understand what is the meaning of long run. In long run, there is no more fixed cost. All of the costs are variable cost in the long run. Okay. You must also know what is the meaning of economies of scale. Okay, economies of scale means when the long run average cost is reducing with the increase of output. If the long run of the production cost is reducing with increase of output, then we call this as the economies of scale. This only happen in the long run. So for this chapter, you must know the definition for all of the costs, okay, plus the marginal cost as well. This chapter got quite a number of calculations, so make sure that you can understand this part clearly. We have some question on the calculation, okay, like how to calculate the marginal cost maybe, okay. So make sure that you know how to do the calculation. Then we'll move on to the market structure. We already studied 4 types of market structure, right? Can you recall what are the 4 market structure we have studied so far? Anybody? A quick one. Market structures. Especially your assignment, you should be already quite familiar, yeah? Market structures. So far we have learned 4 types of market structures, right? Can you recall? Perfect. Competition. Okay, yep. Good.
Monopolistic competition.
Yep, good. Yes. What else?
Oligopoly.
Yes, oligopoly and
monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly. Yeah. So for each type of market structure, you must know the characteristics of each market structure. Yeah. Okay. So the characteristics, there are 3 areas that we have to look at, so that we can differentiate these 4 market structures. What are the market characteristics that we should look at? What are the market characteristics can help us to identify whether a firm is belong to either is perfect competition, monopolistic, monopoly, or oligopoly? What are the important 3 market characteristics that we need to look at? Can you recall? Market characteristics.
The number of the firm.
Yes, number of firms. Okay, what else? Number of firms, yes, correct. What else? Two more characteristics that can help us to categorize the market structure that a firm belongs to.
Type of products.
Yes, yeah, correct. Yeah, type of products, nature of products. So we'll look at the firm size, number of firms, right? We also look at the nature of products offered by the firms in that industry. So far we already learned some nature of products. Like the nature of product can be either homogeneous, right, or differentiated or unique. 3 types of product nature: either homogeneous, differentiated, or unique. Okay, another characteristics under the market structure topic is on the barriers.
Barriers to entry.
Yeah, barriers to entry. All right. Barriers to entry means challenges to enter into the market. Barriers to entry. These are the 3 characteristics that we have to look at when we want to decide which market structure does a firm belongs to. So the question probably I'll ask you based on this. Make sure that you can identify whether the firm is belong to oligopoly, monopolistic, perfect competition, or oligopoly. Okay. Then the next chapter will be about the macroeconomic side. Make sure that you can differentiate between the microeconomics issue and macroeconomic issues. You must know how to differentiate between the microeconomics and macroeconomics. So microeconomics only focus on the behavior of individual, households, and also firms. Okay. Whereby for macroeconomics focus on the study about the entire economy. That includes the 3 major macroeconomics problems, which are the inflation, unemployment, and also the business cycle. Okay, so these 3 issues are under the macroeconomics, which focus on the entire economic problem. Okay, then the next chapter is about the way to calculate the national income, right? There are 3 approaches that we already learned to calculate the national income. Can you recall what are the 3 approaches for calculating the GDP, gross domestic product? There are 3 methods that we have studied. Can you recall? Other methods. Output, huh? Output. Okay. Output approach. Output approach has a few names. Make sure that you can also recall approach, IPPRO. Okay, output approach is also called as hot approach. Output approach. There are a few names. Output approach is also called as
Export.
now value added. Okay, same
Okay.
meaning. Value added. Okay, second method that we already learned to calculate the GDP or national income.
Expenditure approach.
Yeah, income approach. Okay, income approach, that means is the total income of the 4 factors of production. So formula, can you recall for income approach, what is the formula to calculate the GDP? Can you recall? That will be the reverse for the 4 factors of production. That will be rental, wages, interest, and profit received by the 4 factors of production. If you start out, that will be the GDP for income approach. Okay. So besides income approach, any other approach that we have learned so far?
Expenditure approach.
Expenditure approach. Can you recall the formula?
C plus I plus G and plus and X.
Yes, correct. Expenditure. So for expenditure approach, we know that the GDP value, okay, GDP is equal to, I use capital letter, C plus I plus G plus the net export. Net export means the export minus the import. Okay, so this formula is very important. So far so good. Make sure that you know which activity have to be included in GDP, which other activity cannot be included. There are a few activities should not be included in the GDP calculation, like second-hand cloth, the pure financial transaction like buying share, bonds. These are not included in GDP calculation. Okay, so make sure that you go back and try to do revision again on how to calculate the GDP. There are a few activities cannot be included in the GDP calculation. And also if the activities are involving self-fulfillment only, like planting veggie for own consumption, is also not included in GDP calculation. Okay. And then the next chapter is we learn the 3 basic economic problems, which are the fluctuation of business cycle, inflation, and unemployment. So make sure that you know the 4 stages of business cycle. Can you recall what are the 4?
Sir, I think you
Yes.
keep the aggregate demand and supply.
Yeah. Later, because aggregate demand and supply are just combined together with the fiscal policy.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So business cycle, there are 4 stages. Can you recall? Because we know that the GDP value or national income of the nation always fluctuate throughout a time period, right? And involve 4 stages. Can you recall? What are the 4 stages of
Recovery.
Okay, recovery. Okay.
Peak.
So after if you start from recovery, so usually after recovery means the GDP value of the country is increasing, start to increase. It's called as recovery. Okay. Then after recovery,
Peak.
then it will reach at the peak level of the GDP. Right after the peak level, then what's the
Recession.
next stage? Recession. So that means the GDP value of the country will start to reduce at that period. Okay. Followed by
Trough.
trough. Okay. Trough, or we call it as the depression. So that is the minimum level of GDP that can be achieved by the country or nation. Then after 12, I'll go back to recovery again. Okay, and then for unemployment, we also learn few types of unemployment. Okay, can you recall what are the unemployment types that we have learned? We have learned 4 types of unemployment.
Fractional unemployment.
Frictional, yeah. So frictional is only temporary, only happen temporary because some of the people who like to quit the job for a while in order to relax, or because they want to get better job, or because the student who like already completed their study and looking for a new job. Okay, this is under the fictional category. Okay, what else?
Structural.
Structural unemployment happen when can be used to replace human being to do the job. So human beings lose job because of technology, and then this is called as structural unemployment. Okay, or because of technology changes, some human may not have the skill in order to meet the job market demand, and then this type of unemployment is called as structural unemployment. Another type of structural unemployment is due to the factory, okay, or the business activity move to another area. This can also cause the structural unemployment. Like Nike shoes move the factory from US to Indonesia, which caused the US citizens who involved in shoes production lose their job because they are not able to migrate to Indonesia to continue the same job activities in Indonesia. Okay, so besides structural and fictional, what else?
Cyclical.
Okay, cyclical, what is the main reason has this cyclical unemployment?
Recession.
Because of recession, that means when the economic condition is not good, having the recession time, this will create the unemployment. This type of unemployment is called as cyclical unemployment due to bad condition of economy during recession time. Okay, so last type of unemployment is, can you recall?
Seasonal.
Seasonal is because some of the jobs may not be available throughout a year. It depends on the change of climate and season of a nation or country. Like fishermen not able to go out to do fishing during the monsoon season, and the ski instructor not able to have the job within April to August because there is not enough snow, in the mountain for having ski activity. Okay. So these are the 4 unemployment types that we have already studied. For inflation, okay, there are 2 main causes of inflation. What are the 2 types of inflation that may happen in an economy? There are 2 types of inflation that we have studied. Okay, one is due to demand, one is due to the cost of production. Can you recall? There are 2 types of inflation that we have studied that will increase the price of the products in the country continuously. There are 2 types of inflation. Can you recall?
Demand pull.
Demand pull,
And cost push.
Yes, correct. Demand pull. Okay, and another one is cost push. So demand pull inflation is due to the increase of C, I, or G. Increase this will increase the price of the products continuously in the country. Cost push is due to the cost of production increasing. That will increase the price level of the products generally. Okay. So cost push can be due to the production cost for labor increasing, production cost for natural resources increasing, production cost for the import goods increasing. And this will generate the cost push inflation. Okay. Then the next chapter that we study is about the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Okay. So aggregate demand is referred to the total value of output desired to be obtained or purchased by the household and private sector and also the government. There is a overall demand which is to be obtained by the resident nation or economy. Aggregate supply means the total number of output that are willing to be supplied by the economy. Okay, so for AD usually is downward sloping, but for AS is upward sloping. Okay, but in the long run, the aggregate supply is we call it as the vertical curve. It's a straight line vertical curve in the long run, because in the long run we assume that all of the resources already be utilized in order to produce the product at the full employment. Okay, as a result, you may find that in the long run, the aggregate supply is a vertical line. But in the short run, the aggregate supply curve is a upwards sloping line. Okay, then lastly is we also study about the fiscal policy, right? Okay, fiscal policy actually is used by government in order to monitor the aggregate demand in short run. There are two tools can be used by government to control the aggregate demand by using the fiscal policy. Can you recall what are the two tools that can be used by government under the fiscal policy? There are two tools can be used by government to control
Government expenditure.
Yes, government expenditure. Okay.
Tax.
So government can use expenditure. Expenditure here is referred to the G. Okay. And another tool is using tax. Okay. So these are the two tools can be used to control the aggregate demand by using the fiscal policy. Okay. So if let's say now the government would like to solve the recession problem. Now let's say a country is having recession problem. If that's the case, which fiscal policy should the government do then? If the government want to solve the problem of recession, right? Okay, then what should the government do for fiscal policy? How to use these two tools to solve the
increase the tax.
Okay. Recession, but I mean recession means economy is not good.
Decrease the tax.
Yeah. Okay. So that means have to use the expansionary fiscal policy. All right. So that means okay. So I just put here. Okay. During recession. Recession means economy not good. GDP is very low. It's already reducing. Okay. So during recession. So in order to increase the aggregate demand, to shift the aggregate demand to the right-hand side, that means the government should increase the I use symbol so that it's easy for you to understand. Should increase expenditure. That means increase the G. Okay, increase this G. So that the GDP will increase. In order to address the recession problem, increase expenditure. Okay, at the same time, what should the government do for the tax?
Reduce
the tax so that people will have money to buy things. Okay, you have disposable income for consumer, household consumer, and also the private firm to extend the business. So that means you have to reduce the tax. So when the tax reduce, you may find that the consumer will have more money to spend. So this will increase the C. At the same time, you may find that the private firm can have extra money to extend their business. When the tax reducing, then the private firm can have extra money to extend the business, to buy more inventory in order to meet the market demand and supply. So once the tax reduced, this can increase the C and I. When the G increase, this will increase the G. So once CIG increase, this will increase the GDP, and in the GDP increase, this can solve the problem of recession. Okay. Okay, then how about monetary policy? What are the tools can be used by the central bank in order to control the money supply so that this can monitor the aggregate demand in the economy? So what are the 3 tools can be used by central bank in order to control the money supply? Anybody? There are 3 tools can be used by central bank to control money supply. Once the money supply is controlled, then this can control the AD. AD means the aggregate demand. Huh? Can you recall what are the 3 tools that can be used by central bank in the monetary policy?
Reserve ratio.
Yes, we call as the cash reserve ratio. Reserve ratio. This is the amount of cash that must be kept by the commercial bank. Okay. Where is the? It should be here. Reserve ratio. This is the minimum amount of money. Usually it's in cash that have to be kept in the central bank by the commercial bank. Okay. Reserve ratio that have to be kept by the commercial bank. In the central bank. Okay. So the higher the reserve ratio, the lower the money supply. Because there is a negative relationship between money supply and reserve ratio. The higher the reserve ratio, the lower the money supply available in the economy for lending out to the public. Okay. So besides reserve ratio, what else? Any other tools for monetary? Pardon? Something like discount.
The interest rate.
Not interest rate. Interest rate is the lending rate that are offered by commercial bank to public, to the household and also private sector. Okay. But for central bank, right? Central bank is using another type of interest rate. It's called as the discount rate. Discount rate is the lending rate charged by the central bank to commercial bank. Sometimes the commercial bank may want to borrow money. Then the commercial bank can borrow money from central bank. But in return, the commercial bank has to pay discount rate, or we call it as the bank rate. Okay. So this is the discount rate or bank rate charged by central bank to the commercial bank. So that means if the discount rate is high, the money supply will reduce also. This will reduce the money supply. So that means there is a negative relationship also between the discount rate and money supply. Okay, the last two is what else?
Open market operations.
Yeah, so open market operation. So through this open market, right, the central bank can sell the government bonds to commercial bank also, can sell and buy the government bonds to the commercial bank, either to increase or reduce the money supply. Okay, open market operation. So let's say if the central bank now would like to solve the problem of recession. Okay, let's say the country is having recession now, during recession. Okay, let's say during recession now. So what should the bank does for these 3 tools of monetary policy during recession? Should the central bank increase or reduce the reserve ratio in order to solve the problem of recession? Reduce, so that can have more money supply in the market, right? In order to stimulate the AD, So that means the central bank need to reduce the reserve ratio in order to increase money supply. Okay, so once money supply increase, this can increase the aggregate demand. Okay, so during recession time, reduce the reserve ratio. Then how about discount rate during recession time?
Reduce.
Reduce also, so central bank have to reduce that. Like now, Malaysia economy is not good. So that means the discount rate should be reduced also, okay, by the central bank. Then how about open market operation? Should the central bank buy or sell the government bonds?
Buy.
Buy, okay. Okay, so that means central bank buys. Okay. Only one bank. Central bank has only one in the nation. Buys government bonds. That means buy back the government bonds from the commercial bank through the open market operations. So by doing these three, this can help to increase the money supply. So once the money supply increase, this can help to increase the AD, okay, by increasing the CI and also C and I usually, So once C and I increase, this can increase the AD. And once AD increase, this can help to solve the problem of recession in an economy. Okay. So these are the chapters that we already study in this semester. Okay, any questions so far? You can try to refer to the summary of each chapter in your PowerPoint slide again in order to do revision. Okay. If no other question, then okay, we'll just call a day. Okay, during the actual final assessment period is on Wednesday afternoon. Now I'll be on the campus. Okay, I'll go to campus and on the standby mode. If you got any problem when attending the online test, what you can do is you can email me for help. Okay, you can email me for help, or you can call me also if you want. If you are from local, you can call me, or you can just email me. I'll just respond to you immediately. Okay, on the 9th of December afternoon, I'll be on the campus. I'll be in my office. Okay, or you may also contact Miss Karen if you've got any problem, any technical issue when attempting the online test. Okay, we'll be ready to assist all of you. Okay, any question before we call a day?
Sir?
Yes.
Do we have class on Wednesday?
Okay. Good question. Because today we already done the revision, so normal class in week 13. And this week is week 13. So normal class week 13 usually is for students to do their own revision. But if you got any problem, you can just contact me. When you have problem to attend the trial test, some of the questions are challenging. If you got problem, they don't know how to answer, you can just email me, or you can email to your tutor, Miss Karen, for help. So week 13, we have no more class for economic subject. Today will be the last class.
Okay. Is it okay if let's say we have a problem with the trial questions, right? Can we like make an appointment?
Can.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you under group 2, 3, or 4?
4.
Group 4,
Yeah.
Then you can just email me if you got any problem. You can just email me. Yeah. Otherwise, we can also discuss through Microsoft Teams.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Not necessarily week 30. Oh yeah, coming week is already week. It's the final assess. Coming week is final assessment week. So this week you still can ask me question. Okay, or even coming week Monday or Tuesday, if you have time, you still can ask me question. Saturday and Sunday, I usually also will be on campus. Usually I'll reply the email of student as well on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Any other question before we call a day? Let me check. Any other people type or not? Type your answer. Okay, 27 of you. Okay, if not other question, then I just wish you good luck in your final assessment. Okay, study smart and study hard for your final assessment of economics.
Thank you, Chen.
Yeah, okay, good luck. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Ah.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'll stop to do recording now.